Saturday. It is Tom, and happy to be back here for another live video. Really just wanted to spend a little bit of time. Hey, everybody. Happy to be with you. It's a little crazy with this new interface for the Facebook Live. I don't know if what I said a few moments ago when it told me I was live and then it retold me that I was live is actually going to be posting, so I guess we'll find out this time around. But, you know, I'm really excited to be back here. Happy Saturday. Lots of crazy things going on in the world. Lots of fear. Lots of uncertainty here in Connecticut. And lots of the East Coast. We just got hammered by the hurricane. I'm getting, at least at home, more than a week off of internet, TV, and the telephone, and we just barely got cell service back yesterday. So it's been a little bit of a reprieve there, but here at the office, thankfully, we're able to continue to have access to things like power and internet. That way we can continue to serve and help people alleviating their suffering. You know, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about, hey there, Chris, what's happening today? One of the things I really wanted to talk about today is this. I had a conversation the other day with one of my coaching clients, and we were talking about this sort of thought that comes up, and I remember it. Originally, I heard Eckhart Tolle talk about it, and really, like, at the core of a lot of human suffering is this belief in this concept of I'm not good enough. And so we started to talk about this because it came up in the person I'm working with in coaching is truly an expert, a leader, a revolutionary in her field, right? And she has not only the training and the years of experience, but more importantly, the results with the people she works with to back up her level of expertise and her ability to sit up tall and say, hey, I am actually an expert in this. And the reason that it's so important for her to step further into this expertise, which is actually truth, that you could ask others, they would agree. Not everybody, because we all have varying opinions, but if you look just at her results, they're spectacular, and they're better than almost everyone in her particular field. So when you're at that upper echelon, speaking with a potential client or a family member or a loved one and saying, you know what, really owning the fact that you are the best at this, you are an expert in this field, is not being egotistical when it comes from a place of sharing truth so that you can share, your passion, your expertise for the benefit of others. So when we come into a situation and we think about our level of expertise and we're sharing our feelings about our expertise with other people so that we can help them, we can provide a service to them, whether that's a paid service, a free service, or somewhere in between, right? It doesn't matter. Our goal is to move forward to help them, up-level that, their own lives. And when we do that, and we're speaking from a place of results, that's not necessarily, an ego thing. And if we look at this I'm not good enough piece, the part that I really think about is like, there's a lot of people, and I was brought up this way where my mom's like, you don't really want to talk that way. We don't want to sound like we're egotistical. Don't share that. Yes, you are great at this, but we don't want to come off as being an egomaniac or as somebody who's snooty or whatever the heck word your mom or dad might have used. But the part, my parents were always like, hey, play it low. Don't try. You might make somebody else feel uncomfortable. Well, you know what? Fuck that. I don't really care if you're uncomfortable. If you're in the air, you should be uncomfortable, because if my saying the truth about me makes you uncomfortable, now we know what to look at. Maybe we need to look at the truth in you, and maybe you were brought up the same way I was, where we continually say, I'm not good enough, or don't worry, dumb it down for other people. What we're really doing is we're devaluing ourselves. And when we devalue ourselves like that, we're not helping the other person. Now, I'm not saying go into a scenario and say, hey, I'm super great and you suck, right? That's not what that is. That's being egotistical, right? Or look at all of my accolades. Hey, I've worked my butt off and you didn't succeed as much as I did. That's just, if we have to work so hard to make ourselves feel better by putting other people down, that's the opposite side of that, right? Exactly, Chris. Confidence is not about being intimidating. It's about sharing from your heart, from your soul, from your passion. And if I have to work really, really, really hard to make others think that I'm all this great, well, probably in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, hey, I'm not good enough. So whether we're the egomaniac, or the person who's, typically devaluing themselves, these are all paradigms. These are thought processes, these are habitual thought patterns that we've learned. And the cool part about something that we've previously learned, like in my case, is saying, like I was told that, don't play big, Tom, just play it safe. Don't, other people may feel uncomfortable if you raise yourself to a higher level and then allow them to see where they could go, because then they might have to put in some hard work and do that. But to me, that's awesome, right? We were trained that way. And the beauty is we can change that habitual training, that habitual thought pattern, and we can create a new one. And that's really what it's all about. It's about figuring out what you really want, set a goal. Maybe it's just like, hey, I want to feel comfortable sharing with my expertise and my passion with the world. So you can write out an affirmation such as, I'm so happy and grateful now that every day I feel more and more comfortable sharing my passion, my love, my expertise with the world for the benefit of others. And I'm going to write it, and I write out this affirmation every morning and every evening, and every time I do, I become more comfortable with myself, and I raise the vibration of myself and others around me to a higher level, right? It could be something as simple as that. Write that down in the morning and in the evening, put it on a card and carry it in your pocket. This is a way to start retraining these thought patterns, right? So if you really are amazing at something, and we all are, we're all unique individuals. We have this one or two things that just make us stand out from everybody else. We bring our unique flavor to the world. Share that with people, right? So we're not, don't hold back. And also don't be, feeling like what I'm saying is like, oh, go shove this down everybody's throat. Because as Chris was mentioning, confidence is not about intimidating people or shoving it down somebody's throat. Real confidence is allowing your passion and your love to vibrate you and to go out and vibrate other people to this higher level. So right now is of time when we all need to do exactly what Robert was just saying, which is build other people up, right? We definitely need to build other people up. We need to raise the vibration. I mean, think about with COVID, everything that's going on. Think about with the hurricane, all the racial tensions that are going on. My goal here really is for all of us to have an up-leveling. We're in a circumstance where a lot of our life situations are such that there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear, but the reality is there's also an opportunity for a lot of growth. So when we have, like we were talking yesterday, a lot of this, things come up for us, right? When we're uncomfortable in a situation, now that if that taking that step is still in alignment with our passion, with our heart and our goals and our I say passion all the time, but it is that passion and love. Why are we holding this back? Let's let it out. And if that hard step is in alignment with your passion and your love and your goals, then take that step, because that's the desires within you that are trying to make the world a better place trying to come out. Now, if it causes you to really contract and it's not really in alignment, and we all know what doing the wrong thing is. I'm not talking about that kind of fear or something reminding you, but it's something that really is a step you can take forward that will make two things. It's going to make your life better, and it's going to make the life of at least one other person better today. And that could just be sharing a smile with somebody. And it's just like even this morning I was driving over to the office, and there's all these road crews out there cutting up, all the trees so we can actually get some of the lines back up here in Connecticut. And one of the amazing things was, this one guy was, they were having a little talk, there's a stop sign, and it was kind of like one truck driver and the gentleman with the sign on the side of the road. I was having a hard time telling if they're having an okay conversation or a really crappy conversation, but the energy of the guy, with the sign, and was just like, why are we having this conversation? And so, after that all passed and the traffic was going, I turned onto the road, and he had been, waving me by, and I just gave him a big wave and a huge smile, and he just lit up, and him lighting up in response to me waving back to him and smiling after that previous situation just really opened my heart. And the crazy thing is, it was like I did something that I thought was nice to him. Well, I mean, first of all, he was waving me on, which is his job, but he did it in a nice way. So I, sent some gratitude his way. And immediately he sent gratitude back. And then I'm driving down the line and there's a bunch of other workers and they're kind of doing their own thing. But I was just like making sure I waved to everybody and just said thank you, just a little bit. Because that little bit is going to help change somebody's day. And then that gentleman there with the sign, he's going to be sharing some of that gratitude and love that the two of us shared with other people throughout his day. So again, yeah, Chris, I love it. The ability to lift up others is the greatest gift you can give. Really, this is a scenario where we have this opportunity to help others and help ourselves. Right? All I did was smile and wave. He smiled and waved back, and both of us lit up. Right? I'm talking about that now, and I hope that someone who watches this is going to, in fact, all of you are going to smile and go, you know what? That's awesome because I can do that too. And you realize that the more you give, the more you receive. And that's really how the universe works. So what we put out, we bring back. So again, create an affirmation that allows you to step into the greatness that you possess. This isn't about feeling, that I'm, not enough. And so I'm going to devalue myself. And it's certainly not about saying, hey, I'm not enough, so I'm going to go prove to other people because I can't feel good about myself that I need to put them down. It's really about just stepping into truly who you are, even when that's a little uncomfortable, and then sharing that love and that joy with someone else so that you can help them do the same. And again, it doesn't have to be a hard step. It could just be a smile that you were holding in that you let out. So have a great one today, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Go out, change the life of someone around you. Who knows? That ripple effect is really the thing that's so amazing to me. One little change here is going to ripple through your life and their life, and those rings are just going to keep going out and helping others more and more and more, and you just never know. So be that person today. Be that person every day. Gratitude, love to everybody, and have an amazing weekend.